everybody, welcome. Thanks for coming out for our third Pitches and Pictures event. We're streaming this one live on YouTube, so I'm up here to give a little bit of commentary just to start things off. Anyone who's pitching tonight, there are 2 rows saved right behind the mentors, just for the pitchers. We have 10 people pitching, so I want anyone that's pitching sitting up in these 2 rows tonight, so we can get up and down from the stage as quick as you want. Cool. So, has everybody had a chance to go back to the bar and get a nice cool beverage? If you hadn't, I would go back and get a beverage now. Make sure that you tip the hosts. They're doing a fantastic job. It's a big crowd. Treat them well. What else do I have? A little bit of housekeeping. Anybody is drinking, please don't drive. We don't have Uber, but I'm sure you can call 722-2222 or some other number and get a cab. We have a packed house tonight. So, we got some people from here on the Rock and maybe the Big Land. But is there anybody that's from away? If you are, raise your hands. Anyone from away? We got 1 from away. Come on, there gotta be some from away. 2 from away. Oh, okay. I know there's at least a half a dozen. You're being shy, but anyway. We have some visitors from away. Welcome to the lovely Quidi Vidi and the home of the Quidi Vidi Brewery. The beer here is made from icebergs, so it's enjoyable. Again, if you're drinking, please don't drive. Mark, we kept 1 seat there in the middle for you to squeeze in. It's a little tight, but we're all friends. So guys, I got a couple questions now. I know you're having a good time back there mingling, and I don't want to interrupt it too much, but we're going to get the show started in 5 minutes, so I figured I would interrupt. How many people here in the audience right now work for a startup or are thinking about a startup? Put up your hands. How many of you are entrepreneurs? Keep your hands up, keep your hands up. How many people are entrepreneurs and are thinking about starting a business? Keep your hands up. How many work for a company that has less than 50 people? Keep your hands up. Okay. I see a lot of people that I know should have their hands up that don't. So they're not listening to me. Anyway. I guess they heard my voice way too much. So everybody, we have 10 pictures for tonight, and we have a lot of great big thank yous to send out tonight. So we have some great sponsors and supporters here tonight. We have in the house, Build Ventures, fantastic supporter of ours, appreciate that very much. We have in the house as well, GrowthWorks, thank you for supporting. We have here as well, Celtics, another great supporter. City of St. John's, they've come on board to lend a hand. And we also have Ernst & Young here in the house. Thank you very much. So that's fantastic. And of course, can't forget our supporters that make this all possible, being the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, Business, Tourism, Culture, Rural Development, BTCRD, or some people call it debit card now, and ACOA. So, big round of applause for all those people that make this happen. And now to the important people that make this happen, the community itself. Guys, even though we have sponsors and supporters that make it real, it is the community. And if you look around the room, chances are the person sitting next to you is an entrepreneur. They're trying to do something, so lend them a hand, support them wherever you can. If nothing else, you can buy their product or service, keep it local, help them grow. So, Roger, do you have a few words you would like to say before we kick this into high gear?
I'm just going to, I'm the rules guy tonight, and I have Michael from Australia. He's going to come up and help me time things. So we have a lot of pictures tonight, so we're going to have to keep things going. We pretty much want to give everybody a chance to pitch. You know, some people have never pitched before or presented their idea in front of such an esteemed group of people, but they're peers and people that can give advice. So that's definitely what we're going for. Some people have pitched many times, so you know, the panel has their work cut out for them, I think. So I just want to say the pitches are going to be 2 minutes precisely. An annoying alarm will go off and it'll be kind of ushered to finish. Then we'll have 5-minute Q&A. So we do have 9 pitches. Somebody had to bow out at the last minute. But 9 good pitches. Let's give them support, but at the same time, you know, the idea has to live. You know, it has to find a need and it has to find a market. So really that's the criteria that we're looking at. So we can, what time do we have, Jason?
We have 5 minutes. We need to do a couple quick more introductions and then we're ready to roll.
Okay, well, so those are the rules. I'm the time guy and that's my job tonight. So thanks for everyone for coming and have a good evening.
Thanks, Roger. So, I want to introduce our mentor panel that we have sitting with us tonight that are going to lend a hand and offer some feedback. So we got right here on the far left for you, my far right, Dan Brake. He's with MSAT. Dan's an entrepreneur, rocking it here. Paul McCarthy here with Ernst & Young. Patrick Keefe, you can't miss him. Patrick is with Build Ventures, if you don't know. He gives away big checks. Mark Kennedy, Mark's with Celtics. Mark makes freaking cool software. Like, I don't know, the Simpsons team still use your software? Yeah, the Simpsons team uses his software. That's made right here in St. John's. Shit, that blows my mind. Anyway, and Gillian is over from Nova Scotia. We have a few announcements that we're going to make after the pitches, so don't leave. There's some big announcements that we're going to be sharing with you guys. We have lots in store. This is going to be a crazy, crazy summer, so we got lots and lots and lots in store. The first thing I want to make sure is all the pitchers here sitting now, is there anyone that's going to be pitching that is not up close to the front? This is going to happen fast, so if you're pitching, I want you in one of these seats. There's Joe. Come on up, Joe. Grab a seat. And I believe Sarah's here. You're not pitching, Sarah? Okay, cool. So I guess that's it for the pitchers. So, simple rules like Roger said. You get 2 minutes to pitch, no presentations, no props, just you and what you deliver in your words. Then, after the pitches, the mentors are going to offer up to 5 minutes of feedback. It doesn't have to be 5 minutes, nor do you have to use your 2 minutes. But you will be cut off at 2 minutes, and the mentors will be cut off at 5 minutes, and we'll bring up the next ones. I'll try to be polite to the mentors, though. Other than that, it's going to be rapid succession. We're just going to go, 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 go. If you need to get a drink, get a beer, get up and get one, come back. If you drink wine, do that. Wine, do that. If you're drinking, please don't drive. Tip your bartenders, please. So, what do we have going here? I was just told on Twitter that the live feed has a hot mic with distortion, and I can't do anything about it. So sorry out there in the live universe of YouTube and Twitter, there's not much I can do. But to bring up first, we have Ola King. You're up. Come on. Nothing like it.
Hello. This is an amazing event happening right now, which obviously we're going to have some amazing pitches and brilliant ideas. There are a lot of people out there that would not be able to see this event or experience it. So there's the Twitter pages, the event pages, and Facebook groups, but a lot of people don't follow this, and they miss out on what we are experiencing right now. We know that the best way to promote an event is through the people who are already there having fun, or through building a conversation around it, or through the success of past events. Well, Social Circle, which is what my app is, it helps leverage this in a way that no event has done before. People can share and discover their social experiences. Sorry, this is my first time ever. People can share and discover their social experiences by following people that interest them based on their event preferences and all of that stuff. These events are always, they expire as soon as the events are over, so the focus is always on live events. Basically, what Social Circle does is a platform to help people to interact with people who are at an event so they can know what's happening there and so they can know if they want to go there or not. Thank you.
currently discover events? Is it from proximity, geographic proximity,
It's
or social
geolocation.
graph?
Yeah, it's
Geolocation?
geolocation based.
Okay.
I think you did a good job for your first pitch. Telling that story about how we all got here, you know, and how people would know about us is something to maybe spend more time developing that story so people can associate themselves with your app and how they would use it.
One trick is often just to compare yourself to somebody else if it's a brand new concept. So we are like,
Okay, well, we're the UCAC for events.
there you go. That would be nice to be in a bit.
Yeah, no, I thought you did a great job linking it to, you know, where we are and that kind of intro. But yeah, I don't want to say get to the kind of the point really fast. You're gonna kind of pitch that idea, so you can kind of, you know, get, you know, versus the long lead in. I'd say you kind of get to how you're different than Yik Yak or different apps like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just to explore that a little bit more. So you mentioned that you're different from other social apps. So how is it different from a Twitter or a Yik Yak? Yeah, is it better in terms of I get the live feed bit, but sometimes you can get that on Twitter. So I'm wondering what differentiates your app from ones that exist.
It's solely for events. So Twitter has a lot of other things going on, and you go on your Twitter feed, and let's say you're looking for an event happening around town. You don't really get that because you get a lot of other stuff too. Social Circle just focuses on what events are happening right now and which of your friends are there and all the information you need that'll convince you to go out or not.
Awesome. Thank you all. So next we have Nadine Power. And Colin Smith. Oh, look at that. We're going to do a duo. Awesome. So, do you both need mics?
No.
No?
Nadine and Colin to plead the case of a little idea called PokaDot Place. In Newfoundland, it's the first of its kind with baby groups, but it keeps parents in mind. There's activities for parents and babies all day. For example, a book club for you while the children play. There's sewing and knitting and quilting and art. There's scrapbooking and yoga. Any parent can take part. There's there's colors and numbers and ABCs. There's painting and playing. Kids can choose what they please. Open 7 to 7. You can come stay all day with a membership or a guest pass. It's up to you what you pay. The one thing that you must know, to be fair, is that PokaDot Place is not a daycare. Located at 55 Carwood Drive, PokaDot Place is a learning and leisure center for parents and their children. We differ from other places based on the hours, the fact that we're open on weekends, and the fact that we have activities for parents as well as children. Rather than the parents just being a spectator or participating in child activities. Thank you.
So how long ago did you open and start?
It's not open yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is in the process of. Right now, we're just waiting on some things to like funding and everything to go through. So we're in the process.
Excellent.
What kind of gave you the idea to start this?
Maternity leave. I'm bored. It's the truth. Yeah. It's actually you know, when you're home with your kid all day, you get like really kind of lonely and bored. So it plays with your psyche a little bit. So I find that I pass the days saying like, oh, where am I going to go to? Like the Avalon Mall or the Village Mall, because there's not a lot of baby-friendly places. There's baby-friendly programs, but you know, my baby he didn't get the memo that he needs to be on a schedule. So, you know, I find a lot of time just kind of passes at home.
I think it's always hard when you recite something to remember what it is that you're saying. I've
Very.
been challenged with that myself, so it's always kind of good just to kind of go with it. The second part, where you just started saying, you know, what it was and who it was for and who your market was probably the one part that stood out the most for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I second that. It's relate with the problem, I guess, right? I
Yeah.
wasn't quite sure what you were talking about, so you're about halfway through your pitch. So especially if you only got 2 minutes, really helps
Yeah.
to say, here's the problem. And then you could have started, you concluded as part of your rhyme. But
Mhm.
and also introduce Colin. It's good only one of you talk. I always have a problem with this more than one person giving a pitch.
Yeah.
But if you have someone standing next to you, why are they standing next to you? More than just moral support, I assume. It's like they're actually participating in your business or potentially.
Partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Husband and
so
partner.
here's my partner, and this is what role he'll fill. This is what role I fill.
First time I've ever seen a pitch in verse, I think it was great. It certainly stood out.
Thank you.
I agree with these guys. I mean, the problem solution up front would have been great, but I think you're obviously a talented marketer, and best of luck with it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. So as you can tell, this is intended to be a relaxed, fun place for pitches, so don't feel nervous. Everybody's doing great. I mean, Jesus, I'm as nervous as all heck when I get up here every single time, and you're probably sick of hearing me, and maybe this will be my last time, but nonetheless. Laurel Nurse is up next.
Hi, how is everybody? So, trying not to be nervous. I have a question for everybody. How many people in this room know somebody that has diabetes? Excellent, I'm in the right room. I am a naturopathic doctor. My current practice focuses on women's health. I have programs in PMS, pregnancy, fertility, menopause, but I'm ready to take my business to the next level, which brings me here today. I have a diabetes coaching program that I want to offer online for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians specifically. There are 168,000 Newfoundlanders that have diabetes or pre-diabetes, and that's by estimates from the Canadian Diabetes Association, which is a lot of us. The state of health in this province is at a tipping point, I think, and it's time that we start to do something about it. So my answer is an online coaching program that has videos, fun sheets, people helping you troubleshoot your meals. How can you make this better? Looking at your blood sugar levels using the testing, blood sugar testers that you can take at home, that sort of thing, to help people understand how to use diet and lifestyle in order to correct and actually reverse their diabetes. Thank you.
I thought you did a great job. You're very clear, problem up front. You got right to the point. I guess the only thing I would say is if you're kind of looking for financing, maybe add in, what types of, why, what would the financing be used for, to
So
kind of
what kind
incorporate that into your
financing
pitch.
I need for what, the financing I need and what I'm going to use it for.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you want an answer now?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm actually, in all honesty, I'm not sure how much financing I'm looking for in order to launch this program. I'm very much at the beginning stages and just looking for feedback on what public wants, right, in a program like that, but certainly not picked.
So you've delivered these types of programs to people already, kind of face to face, and now you want to move that to online, right?
Exactly, yes.
Right.
I have patients in my clinic that I have taken their blood sugar levels from when they originally came in to see me at levels, well, let me qualify that. Normal blood sugar levels on a random blood glucose test are between 4 and 6. So when my patients come to me, they're at 17 and they're medicated, right? I've taken them back down to non-diabetic levels, which is unheard of in the general medical treatment of diabetes. And it's by focusing on the diet, the lifestyle, the particulars of how to take the meal that you have, whether it's a fish and chips, And how can we change that to make it so that it doesn't spike your blood sugars? And all of a sudden people get it. So it's that one-on-one component that people need, and I've got results.
Right. Though I love those numbers. Like that's, yeah, like you dropped 134,000 Newfoundlanders at the beginning as well. Like numbers like that are fantastic.
168 actually.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, great pitch. I mean, that last point you just made, I think needs to kind of feature very prominently in your pitch. Because, you know, you've got a background, you've got experience with, you know, treating patients with diabetes successfully.
Yeah.
That's the sort of connection between the vision and the reality. So you're the expert. I mean, kind of be forceful with that and really sort of, you know, establish yourself as somebody who has a solution to this problem. Because there is a lot of diabetes literature out there, and it is confusing and it's hard to wade through. And I think what you're saying is, look, I'm going to cut through all that. I've got a program that delivers results.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I could just take what you just said and put it on paper. Put it in my marketing. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. The answer to the question, the last question, was the best part of the pitch. It's when you were the most focused, because you were speaking obviously passionately about what you were discussing all of a sudden, and that comes always really shining through when a person's passionate. A couple of things. One, it's not a concert, so you don't need to say, how's everybody doing? Just, you know, it's there to start your pitch.
Yeah.
Similarly, stuff like how many people know somebody who, that takes up so much valuable time. Even like in a 2-minute pitch is, it'll go by in a heartbeat, but a 15-minute pitch goes by even faster than a 2-minute pitch. So ignore all that, you state it as a fact, over and then in with your numbers, you know, that's much more compelling. And why only Newfoundland? If you're online, I always felt like if it's something you can deliver online, if it's something you can deliver through ones and zeros, why would you just limit yourself to the Newfoundland market?
Because the Newfoundland is what I love.
Yeah, but I guess that sort of
But I do see what you're saying.
This is
There's
the point of the
certainly
internet.
potential to go global. Absolutely there is, but I want, my goal is to really help this province become the healthiest province in the country rather than the sickest.
So you can still pitch that as this is where I want to start.
Yeah.
And once we've proven out the model, the global market is massive, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I kind of second what everybody said. There is a huge market, people that have diabetes, and everyone in the room has probably got somebody that's affected by it. And being able to give them, you know, within your pitch, who you are, what you've done, what the market looks like. You know, you've touched on all those points, so I get why you're doing it. It makes sense, you're solving a problem. So just use the numbers and just look maybe beyond Newfoundland or Canada or the US.
Go global.
Yeah, just a note.
Thank you, everyone.
Think big, start small. I don't know if I heard that somewhere, but that's what I just sort of heard then. Okay, so gee, time is just, you know, we're getting through these quick. Awesome. So there's going to be lots of beer drinking time after.
I think it's the timing team that's really making this move.
I think the timing team has this down to a science, absolutely. Next up, we have Mr. Chris DeC. Just so everybody knows, nobody knows the order of pitching in, I don't think. This is a surprise, so Chris is up next. Here you go, bud.
All right, good evening. Actually, this is actually perfect timing for me. So my name is Chris, and I'm the co-founder of Forgetful Chef. And before I talk about that a little bit, I want to talk about this worldwide epidemic that is affecting children and adults. It's obesity. So that's why this is a great segue. Right now, the next generation is not expected to actually live longer than their parents. That's really upsetting, at least to me, especially with an 8-month-old kid. We need to get back to educating people about smart eating choices. And this is where Forgetful Chef comes in. We're building a platform that allows people to share their unique food journeys and cooking habits with the entire world, especially their social networks. That can really influence people to help lay a foundation to help them become better food consumers. Just with these tiny little nuggets in little blog form that makes it so that you're diving deeper into each recipe, the reasons why we're doing something, not how we're doing something, can really make a difference and impact on people's lives. This is Forgetful Chef, and we're going beyond just recipes and sharing on food techniques. Thank you.
I think you've painted a great sort of vision. I'm left at the end of the pitch wanting just a little bit more, how you're doing, like what the product is. So
Okay.
I guess it's sort of
Shoot,
a
I
comment.
had 30 seconds.
a comment and a question. So I mean, so what is it? Tell me a little bit about the product that achieves what you described.
Essentially, what it would allow you to do is really focus on showing. It's essentially a new blogging platform, if you really narrow it down to it. But what you're sharing is you're sharing your food experiences and your own journeys. So whether you've lost a whole bunch of weight yourself, or if you're battling diabetes and all of a sudden you've gone down and are in safe levels, you can document and share those experiences and the recipes and all the things that helped you get to that level in basically a blog form that's actually formatted to emphasize on the recipes and the cooking techniques.
I would sort of tighten that up and make
Sure.
it part of your pitch.
Absolutely, thanks.
I think be careful with the word platform,
Sure.
because if you have technology people as the judges, that's a loaded term. Platform means a certain thing. You could use process or plan even, as opposed to platform, tech specific. And I guess this one I thought might also benefit from this is like, and it's
Sure.
an extension of, or it's taking this plus this and making it into a third thing.
Okay.
Just to try to get the idea by faster.
Sure. I can answer that for you. I guess it's basically either a combination of Medium, which is really big as a platform right now. Trying to think of a better word. And also an app called 2020, which is a photo sharing app, but it's about more the sharing the experiences behind why you take those photos. Very similar to that just recently got a whole bunch of funding as well.
I think putting some numbers around the size of the epidemic is
Sure.
probably insightful, just because it is a large market and how many people it does really affect. And also like the perks around, recipe, that word's like one of the highest Google indexed words, right? So
Right.
it's a popular thing that people are doing, and like just the demand and popularity, just to kind of maybe strengthen those points.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I really like the way you laid out the problem, the issue as well. And I guess for me, it's kind of echo of the other folks. Really, it's like what the actual product is. But I also notice you're wearing a Forgetful Chef shirt established in
Yes.
2013. So I'm wondering at what stage you're at with your product as well.
You weren't supposed to see that part. No, unfortunately, we've had a few starts and stops. Basically, if I had to add an ask to this pitch, it would be for a developer to come on. We've unfortunately been plagued with flaky developers up to this point. And maybe that's a fault of my own, I'm not sure, but just having somebody come on and that can carry the vision through and help us really build it up. As you know, Dan, I'm more of a designer than I am developer, and same with my co-founders. All have their own expertise, but not in developer is the one thing that we're always struggling with.
Do you have any initial?
Sorry.
Do you have any initial plan to kind of market it, get it out, make it known that it's available, or?
Yeah, actually, we have been building up our mailing list. We have just over 2,000 subscribers to our mailing list, which we send out monthly subscriptions. We used to be doing bi-weekly, it was a little much. So in terms of, and then also a very strong social media presence as of right now, which is really helping gain some traction on people knowing about the when and where we're going to be.
And that was all generated through social media, word of mouth?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Is
Sure.
there a chef on your team?
I'm the closest thing to a chef now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have spoken to many chefs in terms of pitching the idea to them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, Chris. Anyone that's from away, there's some great food just around the corner here in Quidi Vidi 2 called Mallard Cottage. Todd Parent, fantastic chef. I just had to throw that in there. Fantastic food. Who we got up next? And returning to the stage, Mr. Joseph.
Everyone, social media freelancers right now and marketing agencies are using a combination of spreadsheets and a bunch of social media tools just to communicate with their clients and publish social media content. This is simply very inefficient, and current solutions out there are not built to cater for the outsourced market. My name is Joe, co-founder of HeyOrca. HeyOrca is a web-based platform that enables marketers and their clients to visually create and collaborate on social media content. Our goal ultimately is to help these marketers create great content and tell great stories about the brands that they are managing. Our customers are social media freelancers and marketing agencies, and with the remote working and freelance market getting a huge traction, we're poised to be at the forefront of that. Social media management tools is a huge market. It's a $1 billion market in 2014. And since launching in January 2015 this year, we have 320 users. This is a 22% increase from the last time we pitched last month, with 100 campaigns being launched on HeyOrca. We are not stopping there. I'm pleased to announce that we are launching 4 pilot projects with agencies in Canada and the US to run the social media campaigns on HeyOrca. Our ask would be $250,000 to help accelerate this process for marketing and development processes. So HeyOrca.com is live for right now. Then go check it out and let's tell great stories. Thanks.
Good pitch, Joseph. I really like the fact that you talked about the traction that you've currently got and what your vision is in growing forward and what it is that you need to take it there. I got to talk to you earlier today, so I learned a lot about your product. So anyways, best of luck.
Thank you.
Joe must have good mentors, that's all I can say. But the only thing I thought you might, and it's tough to fit this into the 2 minutes, but the competitive landscape, because again, if you're speaking to knowledgeable, judges or VCs or whomever, they're going to know that the social marketing space is pretty crowded with lots of different angles. So specific to yours, who else is in that space and how you might differentiate yourself from them might be useful.
Is that a question?
More of an advice, right?
Okay.
Sure, I think we've all heard Joe pitch before. But yeah, your products change a bit, but your pitch is fantastic. Again, I really like the fact you put the ask 250K, exactly what you're looking for and what activities are aligned with that. Also, it'd be kind of nice to know what sort of targets you're expecting to hit. You mentioned that it's a $1 billion industry, but how much of that is actually accessible by HeyOrca? Where you're planning on taking this with the 250K sort of thing?
Yeah, I really liked how you kind of said where you came from and the progress that you made today. That definitely resonated with me. I would say this to most anyone is to kind of be very specific when in terms of the ask, which I kind of you did that, but just to be a little bit more specific for me, and that was all.
Okay. Yeah.
Seen you pitch a few times now, and I think every time you improve. I thought the delivery was very tight and focused, good energy. I think Mark's point about differentiation is an important one. It's hard to work everything into 2 minutes, but that probably is something you should touch on in the future when you as part of your elevator pitch. Because the first question will be kind of how is it different from all the other stuff that's out there.
Wow, geez, that was awesome. Thanks, Joe. I remember seeing those pitches way back when, and I tell you, it's come a long way. Exciting. Next up, Teng with Up. I guess that's how I'll pronounce it.
Hi everyone, my name is Teng. I'm a software engineer. I have 2 kids. They both attend daycare full-time. I work full-time as well, and sometimes I miss my kids. But right now, I don't know, I have no idea about what happened in the daycare during the day. And sometimes I get busy, and I will forget to pick up my kids on time. And on the last St. Patrick's Day, my kids are the only ones wearing not in green color. So, and one of my kids is really interested on music, but I cannot find a good music teacher nearby. So I need help. I need an app for that. I need a centralized daycare app with text and photo messaging. I need an app that can automatically merge daycare schedule with my schedule. I need an app with pop-out notification so I will remember all the special events and when it's my turn to pick up my kids. I need an app that can tell me where nearby the good teachers are. So right now I have a talent team of software developer, and we have released more than 10 apps which has been widely used in Memorial University, Toronto University, and Ottawa Hospital. Now today we need your help make this app happen. I believe the next social revolution is between families. Thank you.
I've got a question. Do you think the customer for your app is you or the daycare?
Daycare. We may charge a service fee with daycare. Daycare is our client. And for the parents' side, they are going to get this app for free.
So I guess the follow-up question is something you might address in your pitch, because I need that app too.
Yes.
But the key is to get the daycares to use it and put the data in. So how do you get them to? What's the value proposition for them? How do you get them to buy it or use it or implement it?
That's a good question. We are all technical guys, so that's why we need some marketing people who are really good at that to guide us, let the daycare interested on the production.
You said you had 10 other apps.
Yes.
Are they similar, or do you, as a brief background, would you be able to leverage some of the, or have you leveraged some of the stuff off those into this one?
I can give some example. Like in Ottawa Hospital, we developed the survey app. So in the waiting area, people use the app to do survey to replace the paperwork. In Ottawa, in Toronto University, people used as electrical book app to training the new doctors. They have communication tool to directly communicate with their supervisor, make them life easier, communication easier, something like that.
And so the daycares being your customers, have you been speaking to daycares? I also need your app. No, I forgot Valentine's Day this year. Last year it was horrendous. My kid was the only kid without Valentine's cards. But the other thing is when it comes to, I mean, this is going to be a direct app, a direct link between the parents and the daycare itself. So yes. I guess there's not really, I was about to ask the question on privacy, but it doesn't sound like there's anything that you need to concern yourself with.
Yes, for the first stage, we assume this app are only talking between parents to the daycare, but if in the next step, parents can talking with parents, also parents can talk with the other teacher who like teaching music or teaching dancing, something like that. It's a social network connected with children.
Do you have the prototype built for that?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. My only recommendation is to get it to a point where a daycare could try it and be kind of your test pilot project put through. A great idea. You can see why everybody would need it.
I don't have kids, so I can't relate to some of it, but I do know that you have an obvious good fertile ground to create an immense emotional hook in your pitch. The painting a picture of a child standing on a sidewalk by themselves in the rain, or everyone in green except them. I can see where that would really get people's rapt attention in a hurry, so I would really lead with that like you have.
Thank you. I'm tweeting you pictures of pictures, so now I need to get a picture of everybody else. Smile. Click. Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to get a selfie after with y'all too, but save that for right now. David, you coming up? Around the board.
Okay, so who would agree with me that the options for entertainment are currently somewhat limited here within St. John's? Whether you just came from cheap night at the movie theaters on Tuesday, you're still hungover from George Street last night, or the hookah bars, is starting to become a lot less novel than it has been. And if you keep eating out at any more restaurants, it's going to put you in the poorhouse. If you agree with anything I just said, that is why I came here today. Pitchers and Pitchers, StartupNL, to pitch to you guys around the board. Now what Around the Board is a board games cafe in which customers come, rent table space, to partake in a variety of board games in which we offer. Board games range from games that we all know, such as Monopoly and Risk, to maybe even more unique games that we don't know and that would only be offered at the cafe. The cafe would offer food, beverages, and be fully licensed so we can serve alcohol within the evening. Now the cafe would be completely welcoming to all types of age groups and demographics. Whether you're a young family looking to take your kids on a rainy Sunday to play some board games, or whether it's 4 university students looking to go out on a Friday night and have a few drinks and play Cards Against Humanity before going downtown. So for these reasons, and for the reason that nothing like this currently exists anywhere else in St. John's, and as we discussed earlier, other entertainment options are quite limited, I feel the Board Games Cafe has a very high probability of success. So I thank you very much for your time to pitch this, and I welcome any questions about the cafe. Thank you.
Straight away, I was just wondering, do these sorts of cafes exist elsewhere? Like, is there another model that you can...
They do exist elsewhere. They're like hugely popular over in Asia, and it's starting to become more of a thing here, like within St. John's, or sorry, not within St. John's, but within other parts of Canada. But currently here within St. John's, nothing like this exists now.
Do you have any numbers about how successful they are in other cities in Canada?
Well, currently I don't have any numbers, but I've been there myself to other ones, and they've been completely full on like a Tuesday afternoon. And it seems like, it's really spreading from kind of Asia, and as we become more multicultural here within Canada, it seems like it's really something that's beginning to catch on here within Canada.
I got a question and I got a recommendation. Question: will you be charging a head fee or a table fee?
Exactly.
Or what's your model around?
That's how it does work. You pay per the hour per person, and they can play like a variety of board games while they're in the establishment. The staff will kind of recommend, if they have any questions about rules of games or games that may fit their personal play styles, the staff would help with that. And it's basically by the hour, and you'd pay additionally for foods and drinks and stuff like that.
So there are, I know in Toronto, a couple companies, Snakes and Lattes and Snakes and Lagers, right? So these concepts have been around for maybe a couple of years. It'd be really interesting to find out the actual pinpoint the market of people that are going into the boardroom cafes, so you can actually address that market here in St. John to get them through your door.
Yes, I agree. That's something that would definitely have to be done prior to launching such an establishment. But I feel that the current demographics of St. John's with so many students and so many multinational students and kind of young families, I feel that and like zero competition currently, I feel it's something that is definitely viable currently.
Do you know how much you would need to get it off the ground?
Currently, after looking into it, you need approximately kind of $100,000 to $150,000, depending how much renovations you have to do upon arrival or upon deciding on a location. But overall, the startup fees are relatively low. You know, you just need to stock of board games, maybe cater some of the food just to start off the bat, and the food and drinks and stuff like that are all relatively cheap. So yeah, around that ballpark, $100,000 to $150,000.
Is it more than yourself?
I'm sorry?
Do you have team members?
Currently it isn't, no. Currently it's just an idea put together just for this event because I just wanted to come out kind of for the thrill of it all.
Sure, okay. Just a tip, if you're looking to do research, stuff like Facebook, just to try to get and ascertain how big a community is that exists locally is an awesome tool, right? And,
yes, I agree 100%.
And also just cheap Google ads that just go to a website just to see what kind of traction they get.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's what I kind of do as well, as I'm involved in a lot of the pay-per-click advertising and stuff like that, for sure.
Thanks. Oh, one other thing is just mechanics. Don't pace when you're pitching. You move around a lot, really distracting for an audience.
Okay.
Just try to plant your feet firmly on the ground and pitch away.
Thank you.
I mean, just one comment, I've got a bit of experience in food service and cafe business. For this business, unlike a lot of businesses, you should spend a lot of time with the spreadsheet and really understand what your revenue per square foot needs to be to justify sort of the rent and capital expenditures that you have to make to get this thing off the ground. Because it sounds like a great place to hang out, but one of the things that's less attractive about it from a business point of view is you've got people hanging around for a long time. Playing a 4-hour game of Monopoly or whatever, and your hourly has to justify that. So it'd be interesting to kind of really dig in and understand what type of assumptions you have to make about revenue to kind of to make it.
Yeah, and I agree 100% with that, and that's kind of why it has to be kind of charged based on an hourly rate, because you never know how long a particular game is going to take place. So I agree that it should be charged on an hourly rate, and that rate should depend on a number of things to make sure that it does cover overhead and expenses and everything like that.
I thought you did a great job. To me, my concern would be your biggest competitor, I guess, is just staying home. No, just staying home, versus paying bar prices or whatnot versus,
No, and I agree with that 100%, but the same argument could be made for, why do people go out to eat at a restaurant when they can just cook the exact same meal at home? It's more just the community and the atmosphere and the involvement and kind of going out and doing an activity that I think that keeps a lot of the restaurants going, and that would keep an establishment such as this going as well.
And I think that's perfect, but for me that would be my biggest concern, so incorporating that into your pitch I think would be a great idea.
Perfect, I understand that and appreciate it. Perfect.
Awesome. Guys, we're tweeting at Go StartupNL, so join in on the fun, take some pictures, throw it up there. Lots of activity going on there. Just 3 more pitches to go. Actually, only 2 more pitches to go. So we're down to the final 2 now. Our website, StartupNL.ca. I'll put a link up there to the live video that will come recorded. We are streaming live on YouTube. Anyone that's not here is joining us on YouTube now. That will be recorded, but we are also capturing a better video that we will upload. So if you want to see these pitches again after, you want to see your own pitch, I'll put a link to it at StartupNL.ca. So the last thing I have now, throw in the middle of this, because we got a little bit of time, was who's not on our mailing list? Why aren't you on our mailing list? And go to join.startupnl.ca and join our mailing list. Okay, cool. So, it's my shameless plug. Karan, Fit Opportunity.
Hey guys, so how many of us have ever asked ourselves, why can't I lose weight? Or why can't I get fit when my friend can? Or how do I really look in these clothes? My favorite is, I just don't have time to eat right and exercise. So if you have asked yourself any of these questions, don't worry, you are normal. By a show of hands, how many people here have ever started a fitness plan or a diet plan? And how many of you have stuck to your plan for 6 months or a year? So many hands go down. The reason most of us don't succeed on our health and fitness journeys is quite simple. We take on programs that simply require too much from us. We all have very busy lives, and sometimes we just don't have time to figure out what do we need to eat or whether or not we should go to the gym. This is why I launched my business, Fit Opportunity, on April 1st, 2015. My program is all about developing small, sustainable habit changes into your day-to-day lifestyles that can help you get fit. This is not just another weight loss program. This program speaks to you. It provides body weight workouts, nutrition tips, and daily motivation quotes that will help you stay on track. I've proven time and time again that fitness can and should be made simple. I've launched my business on April 1st. Currently have 5 people going through my starter 30-day kick day program. Fitness Kickstarter program, sorry. And I have proven that fitness can be made simple. So if you want to live a longer life, check out FitOpportunity.com. And hey, if you get fit along the way, that's just a bonus. Thanks.
I think it's similar to a comment that I made from an earlier picture. I mean, vision, problem, got it, yeah, I've got the need. A little more on what it is. Like, I can't tell if it's one-on-one coaching, if it's an online program, if it's a gym,
Sure.
You know what I mean? So just maybe speak a little bit about what the actual program or service or product is.
Oh, so it's a fully online-based system. You log into the website. You got a username and password once you become a paying member, and you have access to all of our material, lifetime material of workout videos, recipes, daily plans, etc.
So it's not a bespoke program. It's the same. Like if I log in, I get the same sort of 30-day program.
That's kind of the introductory program. Level 2 program is kind of being developed as we speak. So that's kind of the level 1 introductory program.
Sorry, so you've mentioned results. How do you track your results so far?
So right now, although the business officially launched April 1st, I've kind of been doing this part-time for the last 1.5 to 2 years. I've got testimonials on my website from those clients. These are clients that I meet up with twice a week, 3 times a week, run boot camps on the side. In terms of certifications, I've worked full-time as a fitness instructor in the past. I've got a corrective exercise specialist degree from the National Academy of Sports Medicine. So my results are kind of, so far have been testimonials from previous clients.
Yeah, it'd be great to incorporate some of that stuff into your pitch as well. In terms of the other programs that are out there, because there's a whole bunch of fit programs, and 30-day programs and everything else. So if this is, what's going to compel me to do this as opposed to something else?
Yeah, the biggest thing I find currently with programs out there is the minute you start a new diet or a new fitness program, you're automatically expected to give up everything you did and start from fresh. Okay, starting tomorrow, broccoli and chicken. Starting tomorrow, this. Starting tomorrow, no booze, no chocolate, no sugar. My idea is around fitness success happens outside of the gym, so it's the habits you make outside of the gym, drinking your 8 glasses of water a day, getting proper sleep. It's the habits that you create outside of the gym really make you a fit person, and going to the gym and working out for 20 minutes or half hour, that's just a part of the fun.
It's obviously, we're here. It's a big space and there's a lot of competition. Is there any potential partnerships or distribution channels that you think would be beneficial to getting your product into the hands of users?
Yeah, I mean, just by speaking with some of the people here tonight and hearing about, the diabetes epidemic here, hearing Chris's speech on Forgetful Chef, I think there's a lot of education that needs to happen. A lot of people, feel compelled to buy that $50 a month gym membership, feeling that, okay, now I'll go to the gym, I've got a membership. But we know that a lot of these memberships go to waste. You don't want to go to the gym. My programs, my workouts all happen in your room. There's no equipment needed, you just need space. And another thing that really differentiates me from, I guess, the competition is all my workouts are 10 to 15 minutes max. Focus on high intensity interval training, so no matter what your fitness capabilities or athletics are, you can scale the workouts down to your level of fitness.
I noticed you used the word me. I was just curious. I'm not very familiar with this space. Is it a case of you need an individual, you think, to represent the brand, or is the brand above and beyond just an individual?
As of now, the brand is just me. This is kind of something that I've launched on the side, so to speak, until I really get some traction. So it was launched April 1st. Since then, I've had a good subscriber rate. I've got a MailChimp email list. I've got a Facebook group. So I'm slowly starting to build awareness. I'm really focusing on the people first over the profit. So really just trying to build my user base.
Awesome. We have one last pitch, and when this last pitch is over, I'm going to let the judges go back to the back and deliberate about the best pitch, and then they will let us know that. And while they're deliberating, I'll share some secrets with you guys, some upcoming secrets. So, the last pitch of the evening is reserved for Mr. Mike. Come on up. Or the next contestant. I'll throw that in.
Hi folks, my name is Mike Burton. I'm a programmer, I'm a writer, and I'm an actor. My project is called Perfect Minute, and I want to offer you one perfect minute. Interactive entertainment is wasting your time. Too many projects are long, slow, big, empty. And what Perfect Minute is focused on is building a brand of short, intense experiences in the interactive space. That begins with games. We've developed 2 prototypes this year. We're intending to develop 2 more and bring 2 of those to market before the end of 2015. And then we'd like to expand that out. Our interest areas right now are augmented reality and virtual reality, both areas that are exploding. It's myself, 2 partners. We'd like to find someone who's interested in providing a $400K ask to help us get through the first year of operations. That will accelerate us immensely. And I guess I would love to talk to anyone that is interested in providing design or mentorship for the company. Thank you.
So just to understand a little bit more about what it is. So it's sort of, not to use a pejorative, like disposable games. So use them once, a minute, kind of, and then go on to the next one.
There are lots of, Candy Crush Saga is a disposable game. We're looking for something a little more intense, something that actually provides an emotional impact to the user, something beyond, it's just as empty to play something that cycles every 30 seconds if it's having no impact. So our games are focused on, not just our games, but our experiences in general are focused on providing something that the user takes away.
But it's like, it's sort of, I'd use it for a minute, then I come back to the same game for a minute, or it's...
Yep,
okay,
you would be able to get into the game and out of the game in 5 to 50 seconds.
And you've got a project already, you've got a game or an interactive experience already built, like an example?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how's that, any kind of, if you tell us anything about how that's doing, or people using it, metrics, response?
Right now we don't have any users. We are building prototypes rather than full product. But I have shown it around, a number of people. It's amazing to watch someone pick up a game and just immediately know how to use it and to immediately start having fun. And that's essentially our mission statement.
terms of the interactive experiences, have you looked at the advertising space as a way to reach users? It seems to me if you're going to draw an emotional side from people, and most people purchase emotionally, so have you looked at using or building these experiences for advertising?
So it's not something that we've discussed internally, but I have certainly looked at promotional purposes, such as, for example, one of the projects that we have in our vault is for conventions, providing a way to, at an event such as this, for example, to provide an interactive experience with the audience, where you can actually present and have the audience either deliver comments in real time or content. Even in some cases, there are reasons to allow them to, for example, do drawings or text. Those are things that we've looked at. From the advertising space, obviously that's always attractive to ready-made, but we are developing games for the consumer market at the moment.
So have you, I know it's really early, just prototyping, but have you sort of discussed models about how you would monetize this? Because it's notoriously difficult in the gaming space.
So right now we're doing interstitial ads on our AR experiences. We are building them into the games. So for example, we have a duck hunt style game where you have a premium duck that flies through the level, and it triggers a premium ad. So for example, if you look at Crossy Road, they use premium ads to deliver in-game bonuses. They're one of the top 10 games in the world right now.
So an in-app sort of model?
It's a mix. So right now we're looking at interstitial ads. So interstitial would mean you play a level and then you get an ad. And you can turn that into a premium ad, which delivers a premium in-game bonus.
I'm just curious about the gaming market because I've never played one. I know I should be shy. Typically, what's the age group that would play this game?
So the gaming market is very interesting right now. Everyone in here is a gaming consumer. It's a $100 billion market worldwide. The average age of a gamer is 35. So it's not the people that you expect anymore. The average gender of the gamer is slightly male, but it used to be entirely male. Those games are completely different than they used to be, and there are very few people who have adjusted to those realities. In particular, there are a few, like Candy Crush, that have gotten to the point where they understand sort of the more broad market, but they haven't yet gotten around to developing a movie quality experience or a TV quality experience within those shorter dynamic experiences.
And how long would it take to ship the prototype, the game that you're starting with, like for somebody to try and use it, to do some kind of customer discovery?
So we're looking at 2 months right now for our first shipped game. And we're hoping to ship, as I said, at least one more before the end of calendar 2015.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's the final. We started off with 10, we ended up with 9, so that was great. I'm going to say, everybody give a round of applause to the pitchers first. Fantastic job. If you want to have your hand at pitching, send us an email, info@StartupNL.ca. Let us know, or you can go and check out our website and you can find us there. I want to say thank you to the mentors for offering the feedback, and everybody, a huge round of applause for the mentors. Thank you. Gillian, Mark, Patrick, Paul, Dan, you guys can head back to the back if you want and deliberate and pick a best pitch. Now, that's completely up to you guys what the best pitch is. Some people had the bar starting low, some people had the bar starting high. You guys figure out what the best is. And it's $500 cash, so that's what you pitched for. So you pitched for $500 cash. I don't know who the hell's paying it yet, but nonetheless. I'm gonna hand it. I'm gonna pass a hat in a little while. So, you know. Do we have a sponsor? Last minute sponsors? Anybody? Anybody? Any takers? Or once? So guys, we got a lot of fun stuff planned for the next short while. I want to share a little bit with you. So, summer's coming upon us. Thank goodness, after the long winter we had. It wasn't a bad winter, but geez, it was a long winter. So, we've been thinking about, you know, talking with different people and thinking about what do we do. So we're going to launch a, Summer of Startups campaign is really what we're talking about. So we're going to kick it all off, and it begins on June the 12th with the Startup Weekend. I don't know if any of you guys have attended the Startup Weekend before, but it's a shitload of fun. Inside of 54 hours, people present an idea, it gets voted upon, and then over the next while, it turns into an idea and becomes a real business. And some great companies have come out of Startup Weekends, and some great people and teams have formed around Startup Weekends. This will be our third Startup Weekend, June the 12th. We have already got 50 people signed up for it. There's probably 10 spaces left maximum. If you do want to get involved, join.startupnl.ca/SW for Startup Weekend. Or you can go to our website, StartupNL.ca, and find it there. So that's great, that's where it's starting, but it's not ending there. We're having a whole week of startup activities branded as Startup Week. Up.co have this flavor called Startup Week. So this is the actual launch of that tonight, soft launch, so you know what's coming up. But we have a whole slew of events coming up. And if you go to StartupNL.ca, the website is up there. It's starting off with Startup Weekend, and then we're having a startup soiree on Monday morning where a bunch of entrepreneurs from around Canada are going to join us and talk about the do's and don'ts of funding your startup. Lots of fun stuff. Oh, and some VCs going to join us, so that's always great to get the true side of the picture. And a whole bunch of other stuff. So anyway, StartupWeekNL.ca. Check it out. It's brand new, just announced. And the other thing that I needed you guys to do for Startup NL is, if you have some ideas, suggestions, feedback, thoughts, comments, anything else, info@startupnl.ca. It's a community. Share it with us. We can't grow unless we know what you guys want to see. Did anyone have fun tonight? Woo! Yeah? Did you like the pictures? Yeah, good pictures. I like the pictures. I thought they were a lot of fun. Is anybody enjoying the beer? Yes. Good. Cold beer made from icebergs. How do they do that? So anyway, go back, enjoy a beer, treat your bartenders well, tip them. They're working hard to serve us. Let's mix and mingle for the next 15-20 minutes while the judges deliberate. Please don't go. We want to make an announcement of the winner before you leave. So grab a beer or a glass of wine, or I'm drinking water tonight, but I might change that in a little bit. But anyway, have some fun, and I'll think of something else that I forgot to say, and maybe not. So have some fun. Talk to you in a bit.
$500 is Joe from HeyOrca.
Takes both hands to get that check, absolutely.
I just want to thank the startup community here. For those of you that don't know us, me and Sahan, my co-founder, is not here right now. But we started in January, actually. Like, we started with the community here, StartupNL, and we talked to Roger and Jason. They really gave us the encouragement to pursue ideas. And we ran, our first company is called Student Fresh. And we started that right out of college. We ran beta, so we invalidated the idea within 3 months. We made $15,000 in revenue, but we figured out there wasn't enough market for it. But out of that was we got HeyOrca. So I guess like the thing that I want to say is that our community has been awesome, and Thanks for organizing these stuff for us. It's really great.
Guys, have some fun now. We don't have to leave yet, so drink a few more beer, enjoy the view. I'm watching outside some ducks swimming in the water, and it's really cool. There's this white duck, I'm assuming it is, with a mallard, and they look like a really cute couple. So, yeah, it's just funny. And the other thing I noticed when I was up here is there's a little tree over there all by itself, and I want to decorate it for Christmas. I just really do. Guys, StartupNL.ca, go check it out. Starting June the 12th, Startup Weekend, followed by a Startup Soiree. We're going to do a boat trip with Iceberg Quest Tours. We got a whole load of stuff coming up to kick off a summer of startups. So, StartupWeekNL.ca. Register quick, space is limited. It's going to sell out. It's going to happen quick. So, drink some more Quidi Vidi product. Tip your bartenders. They've been doing a fantastic job. Did everybody hear me? Tip the bartenders. They're doing a fantastic job. And and thanks again to all our sponsors and supporters. Great that you guys came out. Fantastic community. It's an honor to be up here and being able to put this all together. So if you want anything from us, info@startupnl.ca. And if you're not on our newsletter, join.startupnl.ca. You get the point. Thanks. Have a good evening.